Hello and welcome, everybody. We're glad to be here with you, and Leslie's coming on with me. There she is.
Hi.
And in the background is Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, for being here with us. And we are really looking forward to today. This is a little bit different format than what we've done before. I don't know how many of you have listened to my energy focus of the month that is on YouTube, but we're going to do a little bit of a review because part of that will be coming up this coming week. And then I asked, and there were another luminary and another color card wanted to come today. So we're going to have 4 cards that we're working with, which will be quite fun. So, what I want to start with, I think, Leslie, is just to review what is really part of the month, but also part of this week. I'm sort of relieved as to what is coming up because it's been an extremely busy time for me. And I was trying to do some new things when I was getting ready for the energy focus for the month. And trying a new program. I think I did it probably 6 times before I could finally said I'll go back to something I know how to do. But anyway, let me just go through a little bit of this. As we look at this week, we take into account the energies for the complete month and also the ones that are being highlighted for this coming week. So the coming week is today and through next Thursday. And what we have is spheres of intention, which is what it is for the month. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see if you've got it there and put it up.
You know what? I just realized I have the wrong card. So.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll put it up for now, and then you come on with it. I love this card because it really talks about what I think is so very important. There it is. Okay, and that is the lesson or the information for this coming week is gather in small groups to build your soul felt desires into an impactful wave of energy. And that is part of what came up when I was doing my writing. I like to do automatic writing, some people call it. I do it like a journaling with my inner self. And there was a huge emphasis this month on being in small groups and creating an impactful wave of energy, knowing that that really is important and changes what's going on. And then the other piece that came through and wanted to be highlighted for this week is combine the divine mind and the human mind to harvest creativity, wisdom, and ideas that come forward from our soul felt desires. So, on the one hand, we're working with our soul felt desires and doing that in groups. And you can do it individually too, but it's really powerful when we do it in a group. And then we're working with both our divine mind and our human mind, and that harvests creativity, wisdom, and ideas that come forward from our soul felt desires. So if you've been wanting to do something creative, this week is a good time to do that. And at the same time, be operating from that inside world, that place inside. Anything else you want to say about that, Leslie, that came to you about spheres of intention?
That is the part that really stuck out for me. Um, what I also found in there was that through synchronicities that happen, that energy draws people to you, and in that way, you make your groups, and then you are able to manifest even more. I know we've been finding that out for sure. Um, and this wave of cooperation and working together, it says in there that this is the way of the new world.
Yeah.
And that's where we are, and we're invited to take part and even a bigger part this week, I think.
Yeah.
This month, really.
And I've been hearing this kind of thing from other people too that I listen to. It's kind of interesting to pay attention to what I'm getting, what other people are getting, what the astrology is saying, and it seems like we're all sort of on the same place. You know, we're coming from a place of understanding that this isn't just about doing something ourselves. This is about gathering together. And I know that you and Will have some wonderful groups that you meet with, and that those can be very helpful in your process.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the lesson in turquoise is the one that is here for, this is again for the month. And turquoise is my favorite color. So I was happy to see turquoise come up. And part of what stood out for this week is use the energy of this week to regroup. I don't know about you, but it's been kind of a up and down, and sometimes feeling good, sometimes not feeling good, sometimes having energy, sometimes not having energy, just kind of having to go with whatever it is that's happening. But to think that we're going to have a week to regroup, ooh, I love that. And you know, Peter and I have so many interests, and we go to so many things. And then you think, oh, gee, I just don't have the energy to do that. And then you go, and then you have such a good time. It's like, okay, I don't know. I know I'll know if there is a time to say no. I need to stay home anyway. And then the energies will be less volatile this week. So it may feel like they're a bit smoother, and that we aren't on a roller coaster. So what did you get anything about turquoise that you wanted to highlight?
Well, yeah. I love that. First of all, I love the less volatile. Thank you, universe. Um, uh, well, in the card, you know, in the book, it talks about not avoiding or denying your life purpose or meaning. And the way it really tells you to access that is to value yourself from the inside out. And I thought, inside out, that's such a good reminder. You know, it's like when we are going through the volatile parts and everything, is to really, um, you know, connect with that inner part of ourselves and say, what would be the most meaningful to me? What would be the most, beneficial to me? And with this other one, you know, using your mind and using everything together, what feels right. And a lot of us, we feel or we sense from inside, and we have an intuitive knowing that, yep, this is how I can move forward. So I think encouraging us to listen to that voice.
And I think sometimes we have to hear that, even though we know that, and that's part of our intention.
Yeah.
Sometimes these kinds of energies that come up kind of throw you off, and so you have to remind yourself to come back to center. And
Yeah.
I know that what Stacy does with Qigong is really helpful with that. And it's remembering that it's being in the flow, and the flow of who you are, not the flow of who someone else is. And I think that's always a good thing to remember and to be a part of.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had said that when we went into this new mode that we would pick cards for the week if we were drawn to do that, but we might be just spending our time on what from the energy of the month is really coming up during the week. But a luminary and a color card wanted to be here today. So that's where we're going next. And interestingly enough, the one that I picked for this week is called Neo Matrix. And for those of you who go in and listen to the information about the month, there's a lot of information about Matrix. And I'm still figuring out what that means to me. But yeah, it seems like what it is the soup. I call it soup, but whatever the energy that our bodies are held together in and our energy field is held together in. And that matrix is kind of a blueprint, and then the blueprint comes to life as we are human. And then what happens when we make changes is that matrix changes as well as the cells and different parts of our body. So Neo Matrix is quite an interesting card if you can see how much activity there is in that. And feeling that this is going to be a regroup week, I think our matrix is going to be busy, even if we're going to be less busy. So I'm going to read to you what it says out of the book. And this is just one part of it, but it fits really well with what I was feeling about matrix. Crystalline restructuring within the cells of humans and the earth has been proceeding by design. High vibrational energies from electrical surges sent to the earth have been received and absorbed into the body, which then explode this energy out through the cells. And we've been having so many, what are they called? Sun, from the sun, this surge of energy.
Surge of energy, yeah.
Yeah, a surge of energy from the sun over and over again. And that now is going into our bodies. It's being absorbed into the body. And then that energy is exploded out into our cells. So that, again, will give us more to work with. Then the blood balances what has been received as the body electric. Remember, we are electric in our body. The nerves are an electric part of us in the body. The blood balances what has been received as the body electric shudders and shifts to keep up with these cellular changes. Each step is orchestrated in a team effort through a divine plan agreed to by all. Now is the time to attune and retune the body and earth so they may fully integrate these profound changes. Now, that's a lot of information. And I'm hoping that if you haven't yet purchased the color cards and luminaries, that you will go to transformationaltools.com and get that, because you really have to sit with some of this to feel it and understand what it means for you as well as what it means for the world around us. And there's just a lot of information in there. And what I always tell people is use it as a way of understanding what that means to you. I don't believe we can take anything that's out there without running it through this inside world and understanding what that means. So during the time out this week, focus on these changes that are going on in the body and the energy field. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that, Leslie, about Neo Matrix?
Well, I think that, yeah, going inside is definitely the key to doing that. And for me, I was thinking you can be in resistance to that, or you can be accepting of that. And since it's happening here, if we say, oh, that's what it is, indicates new numbers being carried into all.
Yeah, and I saw that. That's really, thank you for highlighting that,
Yeah.
Stacey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that transmutation, it is actually helping us to then be empowered in a new way. And so for myself, I'm going to set the intent to be accepting and welcoming of these, knowing that I need to take care of my body and my emotions and things like that as I go through it, because sometimes it's not very easy.
That's right.
Sometimes it gives you a jolt.
Yeah.
And then you take care of yourself and you say, okay, I'm retuning. I'm now, my matrix is shifting and I can shift along with it. Just those affirmations for me really help.
Me too, because you can wake up and be just hurting all over, and then you just say, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then I always go to, well, what did I eat? And this kind of thing. But I'm learning more and more. Yes, what I eat has something to do with it, but I'm also just very sensitive to what's happening in the energies. And I know many of those who come and are with us here have that same kind of thing. And many are drawn to the work that we do. And if we understand that, then we can say, okay, that may mean that I need to change what I thought I was going to be doing today. And I may need to spend more time outside, or take some time for me. I do napitating, which is a version of napping, but at the same time, it's like I'm learning things. It's like I'm meditating and napping at the same time, and it can be a really profound experience.
Yeah, I learned this. Well, I experienced this last week when I went to the grocery store. I had, on certain days, I had just incredible synchronicities. And one day I walked in and I saw two people that I haven't seen for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
It was like, oh my gosh, talk about how fun that was. And just the different interactions that happened there. It was just like, that's really amazing. That sometimes time kind of squishes the synchronicities together. So,
Over the time, Leslie, I remember you saying that before, where the synchronicities were in the grocery store.
oh yeah, well, that's a lot
maybe
of
the
where I go.
maybe
So
the grocery store is the place where all the people meet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But of course, you have to be there at the right time to see these
You do
people.
have to be right on the time. And getting parking places and stuff like that. Sometimes if I ask ahead, boing, there it is. And I just think, is that me creating that or what? And then I just say, I'm just grateful. I'm just
Yes,
grateful.
yes,
Thank you.
yes. Well, remember the other thing that we do is to, if you're going on a trip, or even if you're going shopping or something, you can ask, is there a color that will go ahead of me and open up the way? And how many times I've done that, and it would have been a really big traffic time, and it's just like the traffic is just moving okay. And out here where we have to get on a ferry, sometimes I'll say, can you just make sure that there's going to be room on the ferry? And sometimes you're the last one on the ferry. So, yeah, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, the other one that we have for today is the lesson in white. It's interesting that we're getting the lessons, and that's a strength, the lessons in the colors. But this one, in the lesson in white, what I was getting was, as you recuperate this week, spend time with your divine source. Be surrounded by crystal white light. And remember, for the theme for us for this month is about the having crystal clear understanding. And so I thought, well, that's kind of neat, because we're being asked to being reminded to experience the crystal white light. And I think that is a really important thing for us. And the other thing is, this can be a creative time if you relax into the light. In other words, you don't have to push, you just have to be available and then relax into it, and all of those kind of things will come. And then let go of worries and let this energy fill you. I feel like that kind of reminder is really important for us at this time.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would add to that about the white?
No, that just the crystals came to mind too for me.
Yeah.
This time, and beautiful quartz. It's clear. It holds information. It's yeah, beautiful.
And the final message that came through as I was meditating on this is, feel the peace in this time of regrouping. Know that you are supported and loved. And you would think after all these years that we wouldn't have to remind ourselves. But, I think we do need to remind ourselves. And it's partly why we gather in a group, is to remind each other. So I do want to remind people here that Transformational Tools now has a group called the Vortal. And I am going to be doing a presentation to the Vortal on Sunday, and we're going to go into more depth about some of these things that we've been talking about, and things that came up for the theme for this month. And then I'll also be doing later on the Journal with Your Knowing Self, which is a lot of what I do when I want to get very clear information from inside of me. So, and if you haven't, or if you're not getting our newsletter, please go on transformationaltools.com and you'll see where you can sign up for the newsletter. And also on that home page, you can find out how to become part of our Vortal community. So, Leslie, I think that we can now go ahead and start doing some mini readings here. And what we would like to ask is, those of you who are here, please go on to the chat and tell us that you would like to have a reading. And Stacy, maybe you can send us a private chat. There may be one in here that I haven't seen yet. So I have this silly mouse that doesn't always work.
Well, I have Will and Candy B, and Dodie and Sue. Yeah.
Oh, and they're I think that private chat, I can't get my mouse to go over there. So let me see here. It just doesn't want to go over there. Okay. Well, if there are any others, Stacy, you could put it into the regular chat, but I can't get the private chat to work.
So,
all right. So
Will is first.
So who is first?
Will.
Okay. So why don't you pick one for Will, and then you and I'll talk about that.
Pick a card.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's a color card or a luminary.
I'm getting both.
Okay.
Okay, integrity.
All right.
You want to say something about integrity? What are you getting?
Integrity came up before I got Neo Matrix, but I found that it wasn't exactly the one that was wanted for today. But there was a new idea coming to me out of that, and I think maybe it was for Will. And that is that those, put it up one more time, and so these what look like beings that are standing around. In the past, I've seen those as parts of ourself coming home through the emerald doorway, but it could also be those that are helping us, who are surrounding us and helping us with whatever projects we're working on. And it can also be those who are coming to be part of a group with us. So I think that both of those things could be true for you, Will. And it just would be really good to just spend some time feeling who it is that's around you. And are there some who would like to join you in more of a group kind of thing, and just be aware of those. So, okay.
And I'm also getting that part of it is like the message from integrity is what I'm kind of getting to, parts of that. And it says, I offer you the way home. Your You're tired from your many travels through life. It's time to rest in the bosom of love. Allow your homing device to bring you back where you began, back to the emerald doorway into the all. You've accomplished more than you know. Come home. But the part that I'm getting is that as you come home in this new energy, it's new energy. It's not the same energy you have. You've
That's true.
transmuted something and you're moving into this new place of having these energies surrounding you and supporting you. But now you're like really aware of that at a greater degree. And yeah, the helpers and all that are there, but it's like you've transmuted something and now it's saying, you know, rest and remember and um, and begin to live in that new energy. I'm sorry, I just am so
Yes,
bad at
nice.
holding
That's
those.
so the other one that I got for him is the strength in magenta. And I always think of magenta when I think of Will. And the strength in magenta it's all about compassion. It's about healing. It's about being compassionate with yourself, because sometimes we're really hard on ourselves. And we want to be as compassionate to ourselves as we choose or intend to be for the other people around us. So, Will, I'm really encouraging you to find out new ways to be compassionate to yourself, and also allow magenta to do some healing. Just let it, what I'm seeing is it just wants to be like it's in um, like a pitcher, and it's over the top of you, and it's just coming down like a waterfall, and it's coming into your energy field, and it's coming into your cells, and it's just moving on down through your whole body. And that is part of what will be extremely helpful for you in terms of healing.
We talk about magenta being a transmuter,
Yeah.
and this is a very compassionate, loving
Yes.
transmutation.
Yeah.
It's not harsh at all. It's very
Yeah.
loving.
That's right. That's right. And that's why I was think I was feeling it was like just moving very gently into the cells, and then we're working its way down through the body and through the energy field. So that really feels good. Maybe we all
Yeah,
need to do that.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. Who do we have next?
Candy B.
All
Candy.
right. So let's see. I think hers is a luminary. Do you want to pick a luminary for her?
Um, I can. Do you have luminaries? Ah, crown.
Well, I got another one too, and this is amazing, Ken. This one I got is crystalline, and then there's crown. Wow, that is really impactful. So why don't you say something about crown, Leslie, and then I'll talk about crystalline.
Well, crown is accepting how much you've been doing and where you've come, and it's almost it reminds me sometimes of celebration, but it's definitely saying, hey, it's your time to be recognized. It's your time to be out in the open, uh, and accepting the awakening that you've had happen in your life, and just say, wow, thank you. Here I am, and you have a unique contribution to bring, and that's your special sauce, your special way of doing things.
I
And
can I can feel that. That is really true.
mhm, it's beautiful. It's got a
And
lot of.
then the other thing is those little ones around the circle are pearls of wisdom. At least that's
Mhm.
what came through as I was writing about that particular art.
Yeah.
So pearls of wisdom, Candy, be aware of pearls of wisdom coming through for you. And then this one is the crystalline. And boy, does that ever a great companion with crown, because this is a very high frequency, just like crown is. Now, of course, one of the things you have to remember when you're in this kind of high frequency, you need to stay grounded. So go out and walk on the grass, or just think about the earth, think about your roots going down into the earth, and make sure that you're fully present here, because these kinds of energies can actually uh, take you out of your body. And we're meant to be in the body, but um, not being held so tight that we can't move with the energies. But we need to remember that we're here for a reason and stay grounded. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because this month is about crystal white light. So this will be a great month for you, Candy.
Yeah.
All right.
Ground, ground, ground.
Ground, ground, ground. Yes. So
Yeah.
who else do we have here?
Let's see. Dodie.
Okay, Dodie. Um, let's see. Well, we're getting two cards for everybody. I'm getting that I'm supposed to pick a luminary, and you're going to pick a
Pick a
color
color
card.
card.
Yeah. Tony, it just makes me want to cry. This one is called Love Child, and Love Child just wants to be with you and surround you and love you. And in the process, it's loving that inner child part of you. And it just wants so much for you to know that you're not alone. And also notice there's magenta in here as well. And you can work with magenta if you want, the way we suggested for Will, and just let that run through and do a lot of healing for you. So, whoa, it just hits me in my heart.
And I had cards jumping all over my desk. So it was like, okay, okay, who wants to come? And I got two color cards. One was a lesson in white. Seek out,
Oh, wow.
seek out answers from a higher source. And basically, that's saying it's standing in your column of white light and ask for answers. And I got then strength in indigo.
Oh my gosh, that
Indigo
is
commanding the
amazing.
spiritual.
Wow.
So as you connect with the white, that beautiful white color, crystalline color, you are projecting and receiving this strength that you are going to be having in being very commanding and regal. I really feel like this is it feels like, wearing one of those beautiful royal blue robes to me. That's what I get pictured for you, Dodie.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah.
Wow. Love Child and white, the lesson in white and indigo. Whoa.
Actually, is it indigo? Does it look indigo there? Okay,
Yeah, it does. Is it blue?
it's purple.
Well, indigo. But that is meant to be indigo. So
Um,
the
okay.
purple is a different one.
Yeah, this is like a light purple. Well, no. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that because that it's purple is also very regal, and
Well,
so it's in
I think
there
we're going
as
to go
part of
with the indigo because I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like it's at that level.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But it's also Dodie, I think that you're really tapping into some very deep knowing and some very deep creativity. And indigo, that's where it's at the base of the skull in the back, and that's where we have a lot of our psychic abilities. So I wouldn't be surprised, Dodie, if something starts bubbling up through you that's a different psychic ability that you haven't been aware of before. Yeah, indigo is her favorite color. Woo! All right. Uh, all right. Let's see. Is that
Sue. Sue.
who?
Sue.
Oh,
Is
Sue. Oh, yeah. I hope to see Sue in person one of these days. It's been a long time. All right. Why don't you pick first for her?
okay. I'm getting a color card.
Okay. I think there's two color cards for her, so go for it and see.
All right. First one was lesson in orange.
All right.
Allow all your emotions to be felt. Um, I'm getting that it also has to do with um, a saying, you know, allow your senses to open up and, be aware as you're going about your day. Um, what am I, not just the five senses, but orange is definitely that place where your five senses really begins to, open up and inform you of things that are happening. But expressing expressing that, like when you're outside and it feels great and you say, I feel great, the sun is wonderful and so forth. You might get something along with that, Arlene.
I have the strength in silver. I was looking, I see that Sue is going to be in on Mercer Island, so I'll get in touch with you,
Oh,
Sue, and we'll see if we can get together because I would love to see you. Love to have you come out to the island, but I have to look at our calendar. So I got the strength in silver. Now, Sue, silver is the receptive feminine energy. I think that's a really good combination with
mm-hmm.
the orange
Yeah.
because as you're feeling your emotions or feeling your senses, feeling through your senses, you want to be very in touch with your inside world. And that is the feminine space in the inside world. And that's where you will find silver. It's also the back of the chakras. So you might want to really work with the back of the orange. Now, the orange is the belly area, and you can just go to the back of that. So it's like the lower back. And if you're having any kind of pain back there, it's actually calling to you because there's something that needs to be felt back there and healed. So wonderful, wonderful. So all right, wow. Readings today have just been amazing.
Yeah,
So,
they really have been unique.
I was going to do one for Stacy, but she had to leave. So
Oh,
I'm going to do one for you, Leslie. And
okay.
let's see. Uh, okay, now let me see here. Yours is a luminary. Oh, this is so special. It's sweetness.
Oh,
I mean, these
yeah.
cards today are the ones that just come in and open your
Mm-hmm.
heart and
Mm-hmm.
let you know that you're so loved. And uh, this one is also for clarity because you see all of the yellow, but it's clarity in a way of just being so soft and gentle. So I hope that you will work with that this week, Leslie, because it's just such a wonder. And then also, we've got the magenta right in the center of that. So that
Mhm.
really gentle magenta and this turquoise and just the whole feel of sweetness. I just want to read a little bit of that because the words really give you a feel for what this is about. Open your heart to the sweetness of life. It is available to all. And here's the part that I always go back to. So, Leslie, feel this: wrapped in a blanket of fragrant hope, hugged. I'm going to put this up while we're doing this. Hugged by a warm breeze of compassion, encouraged by the whisper of inner empowerment, and showered with heavenly swirls of divine devotion, you may choose to open to receive the sweetness of life. This is the endless bounty offered to all through the universe. Wow.
Yeah, Will writes he's diving in. So am I.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dive into sweetness. Yes. Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. It's just, ugh. I welcome it with open arms. That's for sure. And I feel
Oh,
that, I feel
yeah.
that
Yeah.
really present. Yeah.
So would you pull a card for me? And we'll, oh,
Yes,
you
I
did. Okay.
do.
Oh, yeah, that one comes up over and over again. I
Yeah.
love it.
Our sweet
Another
soul.
just wonderful energy for today.
Yeah. And that pinkness is part of that
Yes. Yeah.
childlike sweetness
Yeah.
and playfulness
Yeah.
and swim through whatever is coming up, you know, just like the dolphins. It's like they have so many interesting things about them, It is playful, but it's also like directed energy, like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to go do this. And then when they do, it's like, oh, isn't that great, and enjoying whatever you're saying yes to. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, I
Really,
love that.
really enjoy whatever you're saying yes to.
It really feels like things are becoming easier for me because I have had times, and especially when the energy was really so intense earlier, wasn't so much the last few days, but it's harder to stay in that place where you're receptive and where you feel like you're at home here on earth and all that kind of thing. But the
Mhm.
dolphins, boy, they can stand around you and be with you, and that dolphin energy is right
It's
there.
so wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's our the energy focus of the week, and we got a little bit more about the energy focus for the month. So please go to YouTube and watch that one on the energy for the. Just go to transformational tools in YouTube, and it should be the first thing that comes up. And I think that you'll find it's the kind of thing you might want to make some notes because, and I do have this all written down. So if you want that, just let me know and I'll send it to you. And please be sure to consider being part of the Vortal because this is a place where we can all come together and make a difference for each other and for the world. So
Mhm.
thank you all for being here. I just love the energy that you bring to this, and I just love being with you here. And I know Leslie does too. We have such a good time together doing this. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Oh,
have a wonderful week
yes,
and regroup
yes, yes.
and
Love you
laugh.
all.
All right.
Mm.
Talk to you later, and thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye.